Om Shri Sai Ram. Welcome to this third session of this chapter, Motion in a Straight Line. In this chapter, we will be studying about an interesting topic called relative velocity. So, let's get started. So, what is relative velocity? Before knowing relative velocity, we need to have a clarity about relative motion. So, what is relative motion? Relative motion is nothing but it is a motion of a body with regard to another body is called as a relative motion. Alright, it is motion of a body with regard to another body. So, with regard to another body means here you are the observer is called as a relative motion. In the first session, we have studied about the motion and the rest and the relation between the motion and rest. So, we deduce that motion and rest are depending on frames of reference, right. So, if your frame of reference is different, the same movement can be at rest, for some other person it can be in motion. So, such kind of motion with respect to observer we called as the relative motion. So, what is relative velocity then? Relative velocity is the corresponding velocity is called as the relative velocity. So, if for one observer, if another object is moving, the velocity, the corresponding velocity of that relative motion between the two bodies is called as the relative velocity. Let us take the same example which we have discussed in the first session, alright. So, in that situation we had a bus stop, a person standing in the bus stop, right, this is the bus stop. Now, he saw the passengers in the bus moving with some velocity, right. Now, for this observer, the passengers are moving with some velocity. For example, let us take this as 30 kilometers per hour, alright. Now, bus came here and he went inside the bus, okay. Then after that, if we talk about at this position, he got into the bus. Now, the bus start moving again with the same velocity 30 kilometers per hour. Does the motion of the bus change? No, it is still 30 kilometers per hour. It was traveling with 30 kilometers per hour. Now, if you ask the same passenger who got inside the bus now, right now, so what will he say? He will observe bus is at rest because he is also moving along with the bus. Previously, when he was at the bus stop, he saw that bus is moving at with some magnitude of velocity. Now, when he got into the bus, what happens? With respect to him, the bus is not moving here because he is moving along the bus. Now, the observer is inside the bus, before the observer is outside the bus. So, relative velocity depends on frame of reference, alright. Relative velocity depends on frame of reference means relative displacement also should depend on frame of reference, right. Because what is relative velocity? It is the change of relative displacement, right. That is what the formal definition of relative velocity. Let us see that. The rate of change of the relative position of an object with respect to the other object is known as relative velocity of that object with respect to the other. What does it mean? In the previous example, we saw that the person who got into the bus, the relative velocity of the bus as seen by him, is 0. With respect to him, it is 0, right. With respect to the person who may be in the bus stop will be different. The relative velocity between the bus and the person who is standing in the bus stop may be different, and the relative velocity of the bus with respect to the passenger traveling inside the bus is different. Alright, so relative velocity, what we have discussed is based on what frames of reference, and also the relative position. What do you mean by relative position between the two objects, observer and the object, is nothing but relative displacement. So the rate of change of relative displacement of an object with respect to other object is known as relative velocity. This also we can write it. So I guess we got some kind of clarity about the relative velocity. So let us derive the mathematical expression of it. Alright, let us go. So we have a situation when two objects A and B are moving along a straight line. Let the position of the particles A and B are xa and xb respectively at any time t from the origin O. So let us see diametrically. So you have this is origin, this is the object A, this is the object B. They started at time t equal to 0. After time t, at any time t, he told, for example, after time t, A reached here, B reached here. So this is the relative displacement between these two, A and B. The object, the relative displacement of A with respect to origin, because it is starting from origin, after the time t is let it be xa. The relative displacement of B with respect to origin, let it be xb. Alright. So origin will see B at a distance, at a displacement of xb. It will be displaced after the time t by this distance. A displaced after time t by this distance. But A will see after time t B at a distance of this xba, right? So with relative to A, what is the position of B? Let us see. The position of an object B relative to that of A is what? This one. The relative displacement of B will be forward to A, right? The B has travelled more than that of A in the given time t. So he will see this much displacement. But B have travelled from here to here. But A will see as it has travelled from A to this much distance. Why? Because A is also moving along B. It may be a smaller velocity with less velocity than B, but it is also moving. So A will see only B has changed this much position relative to A. Okay. So in the expression we can write xba. This can be termed as relative position of B as seen by A. This is the same thing. Relative position of B as seen by A. So this we call as, we write this the xba as this. Okay. So xba will be what? Xb minus xa will give you this quantity. So that is what we have written here. Now xb travelled here in what time? T. Xa travelled here at what time? Travelled in the sense changed its position from origin to A in what time? T. So let us divide by time t, in the sense I am differentiating with respect to time. In the next session that will be an even more interesting session. We will discuss about the mathematical tools which we use in physics. There we use the term called differentiate. Here differentiate is nothing but just divide by the time which it took from origin to respective positions. So A took time t, B also took the same time t to go from origin to B, right? So if we divide it by time t, what happens? So relative displacement by time gives you what? Velocity of B. Of A, relative displacement of A with respect to origin by time t is velocity of object A. What is this? Relative displacement of B with respect to A, right? So it may increase or decrease as the time goes because the velocities are different here. So by time, if you divide it by time, what it gives? It gives you the relative velocity of B as seen by A. A is seeing that V has this velocity, Vb minus Va velocity. As far as A is concerned, why you are taking minus of Va here? Just imagine, because at the time t equal to 0, both started together, time t equal to 0. As it, for example, this is B and this is A. So as the time is increasing and B's velocity is more, that's why it has the more displacement in the same time. So what happens? Relative displacement is 0, both are starting at the same point at t equal to 0. So as time progresses, what happens? This A will see that B is moving with some velocity. But with respect to origin, what happens? B is moving with far more velocity. But for A, B will be moving with some lesser velocity, and we subtract by Va because A is also moving along with B. You will get this clarity when we solve some examples at the end of this session. All right. So what happened here? V, the velocity of B as seen by A is velocity of B with respect to origin. We can write this with respect to origin minus velocity of A with respect to origin, right? What is this xb? Xb is the displacement with respect to this origin. Xa is the displacement with respect to the origin. So velocity of B with respect to origin minus velocity of A with respect to origin, that is equal to velocity of B as seen by A with respect to A. All right. Now this can be written as the same thing. Hence the velocity of object B relative to A, which we have discussed now, is the velocity of object B relative to A is Vb minus Va. Now you can see this is in the vector form. I can write this as Vba is equal to Vb plus minus of Va, right? So you can see vector A, vector B, and this is the resultant. So how can you know the magnitude of the resultant? Using the parallelogram law of vectors. So magnitude of relative velocity will be what? This, right? Va square plus Vb square minus Va Vb cos theta. What is cos theta? Angle between the two vectors, angle between the two velocities. All right. If A is going in this direction, B is going in this direction, this is the angle between them. So the resultant velocity, I am talking about the magnitude, resultant velocity will be given by this. But here you can see V is in the negative direction. All right. V A is in negative direction. This will be this. Okay. So here usually in our case what happens, we are dealing with only the straight line. So either the two bodies will go in the same direction, or they will go in the opposite direction. If this is Va, if this is Vb, either they will go in the same direction or they will go in the opposite direction. If they go in the same direction, what will be the angle between them? Theta will be equal to 0. If they go in the opposite direction, what will be the angle between them? Theta will be equal to 180. So we will be dealing with only these two cases in the motion of the straight line. So if you extrapolate this, you will get this formula for every angle. But for our case, in this chapter, we will dealing with only these two conditions. All right. So when two bodies are moving in the same direction, so if they are moving in the same direction, what will be the angle between them? Theta equal to 0, right? So the relative velocity is equal to the difference of the velocities. Why? Because it becomes 0, cos theta becomes 0, cos 0 is 1. So it becomes what? VA square plus VB square minus 2VA VB. So it is in the form of A minus B whole square, VA minus VB whole square, or VB minus VA whole square. It depends on where you go. So since theta equal to 0, cos 0 is 1. So we will get resultant. Here the resultant is nothing but VBA. Why mod we took? We have two values when you get the square root, plus or minus. So as long as two bodies are moving in the same direction, here why we are not taking any direction values here? Here when you take the square root, what happens? Square root of VA square minus VB square, that will be equal to plus or minus VA minus VB. Okay, or else you can write plus or minus VB minus VA. All right. So why we are taking VB minus VA, or VA minus VB also we can take, because it is resultant and we are talking about the magnitude. When we talk about the magnitude, the signs, we need not take any signs there, right, as long as they are moving the same direction. So VA minus VB minus VA gives you the magnitude here. Okay. For the direction, you have to use this. All right. Now let us go and see the several cases. Examples. First case is, consider two cars A and B are moving parallel to each other with velocities VA and VB. Relative velocity of A with respect to B is, we have already discussed, VA minus VB. See, when you say an relative velocity of A with respect to B, this is the notation. B becomes the observer. In this notation, B becomes the observer. So when B becomes the observer, what happens? It will minus its velocity from the object's velocity. Why we do that? We will solve an example and I will explain there. Now in second thing, relative velocity of B with respect to A. So what it should be? VBA is equal to, who is the observer here? A is the observer here. That will be VB. A will subtract its velocity from the object's velocity which he is seeing. So let me list it with the example. You have an object A, car A, you have a car B. Both have different velocities. At time t equal to 0, they are at the same point. At here you can see relative displacement is 0, they are at the same point. Okay. So if this is x equal to 0, okay, this is the same point at t equal to 0. After some time t, what happens? You see, they started at the same point, but B's velocity is less, A's velocity is more. Now here you see relative velocity of A with respect to B. That means B is seeing A now. All right, relative velocity of A with respect to B. You are in the car now. Let us see how the relative displacement between these two cars is changing with time. See, slowly it is increasing. That means relative displacement is increasing in the positive direction, right? If you are sitting here, you will see the velocity of B is in the positive value because it is going further and further in the positive direction. The relative displacement is increasing with time. Once again, let us see. The relative displacement is 0 here. As the time is increasing, relative displacement is increasing with time. Alright, we can just say this formula and skip it, but you need to understand what does this means physically. Now, in the second case, velocity of B with respect to A. Now you are in this car, you are observing B, velocity of B as seen by A. You are in the car, you are seeing the velocity B. What is the velocity of B with respect to you, who is sitting inside this car? See, you are moving forward, you may see this car is moving back. Because as the time is increasing, the relative displacement is increasing for you sitting inside this car in the opposite direction of your motion. Right? Gradually see, as you are going, the relative displacement is increasing in the backward direction for this car. You are here, the observer is in A with respect to A. See, slowly relative displacement is increasing as the time is increasing in the backward direction for him. So the magnitude of the relative displacement for both of them is same, which you have seen in the last slide. VR is equal to VA minus BB or VB minus VA. That is the magnitude. But the direction for A is negative, because B is following him. The relative displacement between them is increasing as he is moving towards. Alright, if A is seeing him, that will be positive, because B is increasing, the relative displacement is increasing as the B is going further and further and further, as the A is going further and further and further. Okay, this is the physical meaning of this. Now, this is the one case, another case is just the opposite of this. One more case here is, you can see here, what happened is, when VA and VB are traveling with the same velocity, if VA and VB are traveling with the same velocity, can they have a relative velocity to each other? See, they started at the same time. They'll start at the same time, they'll move with the same velocity. Will the relative displacement between them increase or decrease? Let us see with the same example. See, is the relative displacement increased? It started here, after time t, they came here, they are side by side. The relative displacement is not increasing or decreasing, because they are traveling with the same velocity and traveling together. They can easily go and talk to each other and travel together. But for B or but for A, nobody is moving forward or backward. That means relative velocity between them is what? 0, because nobody is changing their position with respect to other as the time is progressing forward. Right? This is what about relative velocity moving in the same direction. Let us see if the cars are moving in opposite direction. Then relative velocity of A with respect to B is the same thing but opposite direction, right? The B is moving opposite to A. B is observer here again. B is moving opposite to A. VA minus of minus VB, that becomes VA plus VB. Relative velocity of B with respect to A. Now who is the observer? A is the observer. A is the observer. So it becomes VB plus VA. Alright. So we need to write the vector notations here. This is not the magnitude, this is a vector. So we need to write the vector notations. So here observer is A here, observer is B here, right? So what in this case, when the cars are moving in opposite directions, you can see the rate of displacement, rate of change of position of two bodies are what? Are increasing with time. They may increase or they may decrease, but the magnitude will be more, right? As they are going if they are going in the same direction, you can see relative velocity is little less, because the relative change of position is little less than this, because they both are traveling in the same direction. Now they are traveling in opposite directions. You can see here one car is there, another car is here. Now they are moving in the opposite directions. If one car is standing here, another car is coming, so the relative change of position of the object which I am seeing will be changing slowly. If I am moving towards it, I feel that it is coming fast. It is coming faster than the earlier case because I am also moving towards the object. That's why these two values are added. See, they are moving towards each other. In the second case, if they have the same velocities, they cross each other with the same magnitude and double the magnitude. Alright, because VB equal to VA, so what happens here? It becomes 2 VB. Here it becomes 2 VA. Anywhere. So it becomes the double the magnitude. So this is the case where the cars are moving in the opposite directions. Alright. So if the cars are moving perpendicular to each other, what if the cars are moving perpendicular to each other, what is the relative velocity? Relative velocity will be always be what? This hypotenuse as they are moving further and further. The hypotenuse will give you what? VA square, square root of VA square plus VB square, side square plus side square. Here if the one side is magnitude of one side is VA and another magnitude is VB. So the relative change of position is what? Gives you the hypotenuse. Or otherwise you can take the theta as 90 because this is 90 going perpendicular to each other. Keep in that formula, so you will get V square plus VA square plus VB square minus 2 VA VB cos theta. The term will vanish here. Why? Because cos 90 is 0. So you will be left out with this. Alright. If you have any other theta other than 90, other than 0, other than 180, some other arbitrary angle between them, so that will be, as we have discussed, VA square plus VB square minus 2 VA VB cos theta. This term vanished because cos theta is 90 degrees, cos 90 is 0 in this case. So these two cases we will not be dealing in this session. So for your information we have put it here. Now I have discussed all this. Now let us see the graphs diagrammatically. Case 1. Position time graphs of two objects with equal velocity moving in the same direction. So two objects VA, A and B, their velocities are equal and now they are moving in the same direction. See how this graph is. When they are moving in the same direction and they have the same velocity, you can observe the relative displacement should be constant. There should not be any change in the relative displacement between them. For body A at time t equal to 0, this is the position. For example, let it be 15 if this is meters. At the same time, the relative position of body B is 20 meters. So what is the relative displacement between them? 5, right? Relative displacement between them is 5. Now if there is no relative velocity, the relative displacement should be constant, right? It should go like this, maintaining the same displacement. It should not increase or decrease. If it is increasing or decreasing, what it means? Some they are not equal, their velocities are not equal, right? So this distance should be equal, right, throughout. This distance should be equal throughout. Where the distance between the two lines will be equal? When these two lines are parallel, right? So these two lines are parallel when they are moving in the same direction with the equal velocities. Otherwise you can just see the angle will be the same. Equal velocities means the angle will be the same. When the angles with respect to the x-axis is same, they are parallel lines. So conclusion, position time graphs of two buses would be a straight lines parallel to each other. That's our conclusion. Now the second case is position time graphs of two objects with unequal velocities showing the time of the meeting. So when they have the unequal velocities, what happened? They have to meet each other, right? Let us see. In this case, our velocity of object A is greater than velocity of object B. Now see this. Initially, B is at this displacement from origin, from origin. This is B's displacement, this is A's displacement. As the time is increasing, because the A's velocity is more, what happens? You can see this relative displacement between them kept on decreasing, and they met at one point. After that, as the velocity of A is more, what happens? It increases gradually. They met at a point and they increased gradually, because one of the velocity is more. Here you can see this is A, this is B. Here, because A has the relative displacement, A has the displacement with respect to origin is lesser than B. That is the reason they two met at one point. If the displacement, if the initial displacement, if the initial position of the A is somewhere like this, will A and B meet? No, they can't meet. It will go in the other direction. It can't catch. B can't catch, because A has the more velocity. Because in this graph, A has the position, relative position with respect to origin is lesser than B. The two met at a point. So our conclusion is position time graph of the two buses would be straight line intersecting each other at a point in this graph. Alright. Now let us see one more case. The position time graphs of two objects with velocities in opposite directions showing the time of meeting. Now up to now, in two cases, what we have derived? We have seen the graphs of the objects moving in the same direction, one with equal velocity and another with unequal velocity. Now they are moving in the opposite directions with some velocities. V is positive, VA is positive and VB is negative. What does that mean? The position of A will increase, the relative position of A with respect to origin will increase with respect to time. Here it will decrease from 40, 30, it comes down, it goes up. So you can see the point of meeting here, as they are coming closer, it is going up, it is coming down. So relative displacement kept on decreasing, they met, and after that they increased here. You can see the way the relative displacement is decreasing or increasing is more than that of when they are moving in the same direction. For the particular case where we fix VA and VB velocities, if they are moving with the same if they are moving in the same direction, the relative displacement will not be that much more when you compare with the same velocities when they are moving in the opposite direction. The relative velocity will be more as you increase the time, because their velocities will add up. When the velocities will add up means the rate of change of their position will be more, the relative position will be more. Conclusion: position time graph of two buses would be straight line intersecting each other. So it will be a straight line because they are having a constant velocities and they have to meet with each other. Now also the A's relative position with respect to origin is less than that of B. If A is here, if A started from here, they two can't meet. So because the relative position of A with respect to B has in positive direction, the relative displacement of A is less than the relative displacement of B with respect to this origin. That is the reason they two are meeting. All right. Now let us solve some examples. We have covered this relative velocity. Now let us see how the problems will be given based on this concept, relative velocity concept. For example, a train, you have a train. So there are passengers in the train, they are seated. Now a person is just walking on train with 1 meter per second. Now this train as a whole is moving at 3 meter per second. This is train T, train, passenger, and this is object A, person A. Okay. Now we ask, what is the velocity of the person with respect to the passenger? What is the velocity of the person with respect to the passenger? Pause the video and try. Okay, I hope you have got the answer. Let me see. So velocity, what we have asked? Velocity of object A with respect to what? Who is the observer? Person. Right. What is given here? Velocity of train is equal to 3 meter per second. Velocity of the person, object A, with respect to train, because is moving on train with 1 meter per second, is 1 meter per second. Alright, this is the information given. Now we want to know velocity of object A with respect to passenger. So what it will be? Velocity of A with respect to train, velocity of passenger with respect to train. So velocity of A with respect to train, we know. What is that? 1 meter per second. Velocity of passengers with respect to train is what? He is at rest, he is sitting in the train. So velocity of passengers with respect to train is 0. So velocity of A with respect to passenger will be what? 1 meter per second. So this answers your one question. Now if I ask you, what is the velocity of the person, the same person, with respect to a person sitting in the platform and watching the train moving? What will be the relative velocity between you two? For example, this is object B. He is sitting in the platform. Now you think about it and start solving. Okay, let us solve. Now what we need? Velocity of A with respect to B. So velocity of A with respect to B. Okay, that is equal to velocity of A with respect to ground minus velocity of B with respect to ground. Yes or no? Now we don't know this velocity of A with respect to ground, right? Because we were given the velocity of A with respect to train. So let us find velocity of A with respect to ground. What we are given velocity of A with respect to train? So let us see, velocity of A with respect to train should be equal to what? Velocity of A with respect to ground minus velocity of train with respect to ground. Yes or no? So what it gives you? Velocity of A with respect to ground we don't know. So velocity of A with respect to ground will be like that. Velocity of train with respect to ground we know. That is what give it is moving with velocity 3 meter per second. So it is 3 meter per second. So what is velocity of A with respect to train? That is given because he is moving inside the train with the velocity of 1 meter per second. 1. So from this, what we can get? So from here, what we can get? Velocity of is equal to 4 meter per second. Velocity of A with respect to ground is what? 4 meter per second. Okay. So now the velocity of A with respect to B will be what? As we have already discussed, velocity of A with respect to ground minus velocity of B with respect to ground. Alright. What is velocity of A with respect to ground? We got 4 meter per second. What is velocity of B with respect to ground? he is sitting and seeing, so 0. Velocity of B with respect to velocity of A with respect to B is 4 meter per second. This is the answer. So the velocity of A as seen by passenger is how much? 1 meter per second. Here we have derived it. Velocity of A as seen by the person who is sitting in the platform is 4 meter per second. So this is how you will get the questions. All right. Now let us solve one more question. If you have a car A and somebody is on it, this car is moving with velocity 5 meter per second, and this person on it is moving with 1 meter per second. Now you have a car B, let us name this person as B. Now you have another car who is moving, which is moving at 10 meter per second, let it name as C, and a person on it moving opposite to the direction of car with respect to car 2 meter per second. Now if I ask you, let us name it as D. Now if I ask you the relative velocity of B as seen by D. See, relative velocity of B as seen by D. What it will be? Oh, to make our job simpler, let me relative velocity of D as seen by B. Okay. So observer here is B, the velocity we need to find out is D. So basically we are asking to find V, D, B. So find this out. Pause the video, see the information, find this out. I hope you have found it. Let us see, let us verify. What is given to us? Velocity of A with respect to ground is what? 5 meter per second. What is given? Velocity of B with respect to A. With respect, it is traveling on car. With respect to A is given as 1 meter per second. Now here, what more? Velocity of C with respect to ground is 10 meter per second. Velocity of D with respect to car is minus 2 meter per second because it is moving in the negative direction. Now let us calculate. To want velocity of D with respect to B, what we need to get? We need to get velocity of D with respect to ground minus velocity of B with respect to ground. But velocity of D with respect to ground we don't know, velocity of B with respect to ground we don't know. We need to calculate them first. So let us see what is given to us. Now let us calculate velocity of B with respect to ground. What is given to us? Velocity of B with respect to A is equal to velocity of B with respect to ground minus velocity of A with respect to ground. Right? Here you already know this is what is velocity of B with respect to ground is 1. It is given to you. 1 is equal to velocity of B with respect to ground we don't know, VBG minus VAG. Velocity of A with respect to G is what? Velocity of car with respect to ground is 5 meter per second. So therefore VBG, if you can't see, let me rub this. Then velocity of B with respect to ground will be what? 6 meters per second. Take this side. So we got one velocity of b with respect to ground. Now the one more thing is velocity of d with respect to ground we need to get. Velocity of d with respect to ground. So what we know? Velocity of d with respect to c we know. Velocity of d with respect to car is equal to velocity of d with respect to g minus velocity of c car with respect to ground. Velocity of d with respect to c is equal to velocity of d with respect to ground minus velocity of c with respect to ground. Okay, that is equal to velocity of d with respect to ground. We don't know velocity of d with respect to c. It is already given minus 2 meter per second. Now what is this? Velocity of dg, right? Velocity of dg will be, we don't know, with respect to ground, minus here it is what, 10 meter per second. Velocity of c, it is moving at 10 meter per second. So from here what we can deduce? Velocity of dg is equal to 8 meter per second, right? Here velocity of d with respect to ground is 8, velocity of b with respect to ground is how much? We got 6, I guess, right? 6. So these two we got, and plug these two values here. What we get? Velocity of dg 8 minus 6 gives rise to 2 meter per second. So velocity of what? Velocity of b, velocity of what? Velocity of d with respect to b will be equal to 2 meter per second, right? When b is seeing d, it will look like the d is moving at 2 meter per second. All right. To solve this, what we have done? We have done each velocity with respect to ground. All right. When we found out the each velocity with respect to ground, then we subtract against each other and we got 2 meter per second. This is the second example. So let us solve one more last example, and very easy example and interesting example. You have a police and this is thief. Police and thief. They two are separated, for example, 200 meters. Now this police is moving at 5 meter per second velocity and thief is moving at 10 meter per second velocity. After what time will police catch thief? Just think about it. After what time will the police will catch thief? Think, pause the video and think about it and answer. Velocity of police is given, velocity of thief is given, the distance between them is given. All right. I hope you have already answered this. Let us go ahead and solve. Now, let us suppose police catches thief after t seconds. So if he catches thief after 3 seconds, somewhere here, they to come here. This is the police. So what will be the distance displacement of the police in the given time t? What will displacement of distance traveled? What will displacement? See, you know 15 meter velocity of the police. After time t he is catching the thief, so he could have traveled 15 t, right? This distance will be 15 t, because 15 is the velocity. In t time he is going and catching. Now how much this thief will have cover this distance? He is moving with the velocity 10 meter per second and he will take the equal time, because the time for one more important thing is time is the same for all the frames of reference. It cannot be different for different frames of reference as far as in macroscopic world. So time will be same for any observer, whether he is sitting in the bus, whether he is sitting in the bus stop, whether he is going in a trolley, anywhere the time will be same for everyone. Relative velocity, relative displacement, these will change with the frames of reference, but the time will be same for all the frames of reference. So he is taking the time, how much? T, the distance covered is 15t. In the same time, the thief will cover a distance of 10t. So this distance will be equal to 10t, this distance plus this distance. What is the distance between the thief and the police? That is 200. Right. So let us solve for t. This is what? 5t is equal to 200. T is equal to 40 seconds. That means after 40 seconds, police will catch thief. This is the more formal method of doing it. Let us do in the relative velocity method. Alright. Now, whole the diagram has gone. The same thing, police and the thief, the distance is 200 meters. He is moving with velocity 15 meter per second. He is moving with velocity 10 meter per second. So after time, some t, they two are beating each other. That means police is catching thief. So we calculated this time as 40 seconds, right? So how much it will thief will go? 10t, right? We equated 15t is equal to what will be this distance? 15t, right? 15t is equal to 200 plus 10t. Now let us solve in the relative velocity method. In the relative velocity method, with respect to ground, he is moving 15 meter per second. With respect to ground, he is moving at 10 meter per second. Now how the thief will see the police? The thief will see the police, the velocity of police with respect to thief will be velocity of police with respect to ground minus velocity of thief with respect to ground. So that will be equal to what? Velocity of police with respect to ground is what? 15 minus thief with respect to ground is 10. It will be 5 meter per second. So thief will see that police is coming towards him at 5 meter per second. So this is the relative velocity between the for the police as seen by thief. Alright. So how much distance the police has to cover? 200 meters. Right. So the relative distance will be same for the any frame of reference. If he sees from here to here, it will be 200 meters. If the police sees from here to thief, it will be 200 meters. If somebody if somebody is out of this frame and also seeing them, there are 200 meters difference. They have 200 meters difference. So the relative distance will not change. I am not talking about distance or displacement. Relative distance also does not change with the frame of reference. Alright. So here see. So what here? So with this velocity, it has to cover 200 meters. So how much time it will take? So relative displacement we already know. What is relative displacement? Is 200 meters. Right. So time is equal to what? Speed by distance, displacement by velocity. Okay. It becomes 40 seconds. The same thing, 40 seconds we got in the previous case. This is from the relative velocity method. When you are talking about relative velocity, if who is the observer here? Thief is the observer here. When the thief is observer, when he is seeing the police, to solve in easy method, what we do is we make thief at rest. Right? If you want to make thief at rest, what happens? What we need to do? We need to nullify this velocity. How will nullify this velocity? If the thief is moving in this direction, right? Those two are moving in this direction. What we will do, we'll take this velocity and apply on this in the opposite direction. It makes what? Thief is at rest now because his velocity is taken by police in the opposite direction. What is the velocity left? 15 in this direction, 10 in this direction. The velocity difference is 5 meter per second. That 5 meter per second, he has to travel 200 meters. How much time it will take? He will take 40 seconds. So in the relative velocity, the observer, we make him at rest, and his velocity we apply on the object in the opposite direction. Another example, if body A is moving at 10 meter per second, body B is moving at 5 meter per second. What will be the relative velocity of A as seen by B? Relative velocity, now here is the observer is B, okay, observer is B. So we need to make the observer at rest. So what is his velocity? 5 meter, apply here in the opposite direction. So VAB will be 10 meters minus 5 meters per second, that is equal to 5 meter per second. So here B will see that A is coming towards him at 5 meter per second because B is also moving with some velocity. He will not see A is coming at 10 meter per second because he is also moving with some velocity. So that is 5 meter per second. Okay. Now in the same way, if you take VBA, now the observer is A. Now what we will do, we will take this velocity, we will make this as an observer at rest. So what we will do, we will take the observer's velocity in the object's velocity in the opposite direction, 10 meter per second. So VBA is equal to what? 5 minus 10, that is equal to minus 5 meter per second. That means what? He will see that velocity, he is coming towards him, velocity of B with respect to A. So with A is observer now he will see that B is coming towards him with minus 5 meter per second because his velocity is more. He is at rest, he is moving with minus 5, B is moving with minus 5 meter per second because A we made him rest. He is moving in the opposite direction with minus 5 meter per second. He is approaching towards him at minus 5 meter per second. So this is how we will solve the relative velocity problems. So we have discussed about relative motion, and we have mathematically expressed relative velocity, and we have seen the various cases where the relative velocity we can take in the same direction, in the opposite direction, and we also have solved some examples. I hope you understand this session. In the next session, we will talk about the mathematical tools which we employ in solving the velocities, in finding acceleration. Acceleration we have not talked about up to now. We will soon discuss about it as well. So next 2 sessions will be even more interesting. We will explore the mathematical part of the physics. Alright, till then, thank you. Sai Ram.